to show the way. A decade deep in the hacker's code. Web Wednesday's about to explode. He's the master of the free throw, breaking barriers, making systems glow. Try hack me, hack the box, he's the king. Box like a challenges, he conquers everything. From auto recon to teaching the masses, Tuppy leads with skills that surpasses. Courses crafted to elevate your game. In the hacking world, he's made his name. He's a mentor with a guiding hand, leads students to a security stand. With knowledge deep and passion strong, in the cyber realm, he can't go wrong. Everyone say the code's laid bare. Tiberius leads a skill and flair. Tune in, learn and join the fight. Web App Wednesday, hacking's bright. From CTS to real-world hacks, Tiberius keeps us on the right tracks. With every stream we learn and grow. In the hacker's world, it's all systems go. So plug your gear and join the stream. Tiberius will guide you through the scene. Web App Wednesday's the place to be. Unlocking secrets, setting knowledge free.
Yo, yo, yo! Alright, let's get the other music. Welcome! Mike, okay? Excellent. Welcome to Web App Wednesday. I am Tiberius.
Every single day is Web App Wednesday, because all I ever do is web apps.
That's correct, Al. Every single day is Web App Wednesday, but especially Wednesdays. Wednesdays are absolutely more Web App Wednesday than usual. Alright, let me get my streaming stuff. I believe I fixed the Twitch category issue. So apparently there was an option in Restream to set the category that I just completely missed. So I should be streaming under the software, game, and development category right now on Twitch, if people want to check. And hopefully it just hasn't been erased. Excellent. Wednesday, what a week. Exactly. It has been a week. It says hot tubs and pools. That's fine, Ryan. That's fine. I mean, whatever. Can't spell Web App Wednesday without marbles. Well, I have got the marble screen in front of me. You can't see it because I'm on the wrong thing. But anyway, we will be doing this. Yeah. So, what's new? Not much, actually. Yeah, we passed. Well, actually, I say not much. I don't know why I said not much. We passed 10,000 followers, which is why the thing down here disappeared. So. I thought about doing something stupid like, hang on, let me start a new goal of like 100,000 followers, and then let's enable the. How do I enable the follower goal? Oh, it's in widgets. Hang on, I got to switch to studio mode. Widgets, follower goal. Is it gonna work? Fresh cache of
officially a Burp Pro user as of today. D.
Oh great, hang on. What the heck? Why isn't it working? Oh, I need to click start goal. That might explain it. There we go. Follower goal 10,000 now. Okay, let me go back to. Anyway. So, sorry, 100,000. Why don't I say 10,000? What do we get? 100,000? I don't know. We're not even close. Anyway, so we got to follow a goal of 100,000. Should I leave it there, or should we just, you know? All right. Right. Tips in the bunker. Yes, this is my cybersecurity bunker. The Burp Suite bunker. Tiberius hot sub stream incoming. Maybe. Why not just 20k? Because 100k is funnier. Have to start Tiberius Con. No. No Limit Fitness, thank you for subscribing with Prime. Officially a Burp Pro user as of today. Is amazing. Enjoy Burp Suite Pro. Enjoy the scanner functionality. Enjoy Unlimited Intruder. Enjoy Collaborator. Enjoy all the extensions that you previously couldn't use. Enjoy BAMDAs everywhere very soon. So yes. Can I ask you how your PC setup looks like now that you work with IT CyberSec? What do you mean? Like specs wise? Or something else? Do you have something huge like firewalls, routers? No, I don't even have a home lab. Like that's the thing. I'm not really into like the network side of stuff. I've always been a web app person. It might be something I experiment with one day. I really don't have room for it right now. Like my PC is, I would say it's not really a beast anymore. When I built it, when did I build it? 4 years ago, maybe. It was a beast. I probably need to make another one. It's still very good. It's just, it's not as beastie as it could be. CPU could do with a big upgrade. But it's got a 4070 and it's got 64 gigs of RAM. What's your view on Windows? I use Windows, so it's not as bad as people say. Like security wise, it's hit or miss. Like as long as you don't do stupid stuff and you run decent, firewalls and antivirus, you should be fine. Like, it's not a huge deal. I did just buy a new laptop, which is a MacBook, because for laptops I feel like there's no reason not to get a Mac. I don't know. I just like Macs. I have a work Mac. I've always used a Mac for my... Well, I say always. Since I believe... I want to say 2009, I've used a MacBook. And I got one in the... I got like 10% off, I think. In their Black Friday sale. Because 10% for Apple is pretty good. But yeah. I got one of the new 14-inch models. Because, like, I don't know. I looked into the MacBook Pro versus MacBook Air, and I was very tempted with the Air, but every time I searched, like, Pro versus Air and read the discussion, like, almost every time people were like, nah, it's just worth paying the extra money for the Pro. So, yeah. So I went with the Pro, but then the problem with the Pro is, so with the MacBook Air, you could get a regular 15-inch laptop. And with the Pros, you can get 14 or 16. And I've used the 16 before, and they're really big. Like, they just feel too big. So I decided, you know what? A 14 is actually significantly cheaper than the 16. And you can boost the specs up a bit. So I just went with a 14-inch. And I boosted the specs. Like, I'm not going to use it for, like, gaming and stuff. I mostly just use it as a laptop to take, when traveling. So, yeah. We'll see, though. When you start the scan with Burp Pro, if the target has a captcha, what will you do? Can you explain it? That's a good question. Honestly, that's there's no real good answer to that other than can't really. Like if you and like a lot of the time a capture will just be against like authentication. Like it won't hamper anything. If you really have a issue where you have a capture that I don't know it is like coming up every 5 requests or something, it's just something you can't scan. You're just gonna have to do manual testing, which kind of sucks. MacBook Pro is better. Yeah, I mean, I figured. From what I read, like the MacBook Air is nice. It's just if you want to do anything, like people were saying, like it's fine if as a basic laptop, but if you ever want to do anything even remotely intensive, like if you just want to run a freaking VM on it at some point, which I may have to, then it won't work very well. So I figured whatever. VirtualBox versus VMware. I mean, honestly, VMware. It's free now as well, right? The workspace for personal. VMware Fusion was always amazing. I never understood so here's the weird thing. So if you weren't an enterprise user and you wanted to manage VMs on just random create VMs, there were 2 products you could do on Mac, VMware Fusion, and on Windows, VMware Workstation. Unless if you actually wanted to manage the VMs, like VMware Player, I think was the one that could just like literally run them. But if you actually wanted to create your own and do complicated stuff, you had to use Workstation. The issue, and I never understood this, VMware Fusion was like $80 for just a lifetime license, and VMware Workstation was like $250, and I never understood why, because they're identical products. Like everything I can do in Workstation, I can do in Fusion. Why was there such a big price difference? Fusion might be better. I don't know. I haven't used Fusion in a while. It's just weird. Yeah, Fusion is nice. I just never understood why it was only like, I mean, I'm not complaining, it was like cheap. But it was when I switched to Windows and was like, oh, okay, well I need to get some VMs. And it was like VMware Workstation, $250 or $300, I forget how much it was. But it was like ridiculous amount, and there's nothing better. That's the problem. Like I've tried VirtualBox. I have tried so many times to like VirtualBox. I've tried like sneaking up on it with like my eyes covered so I don't have to look at it. You know, just pet it without looking at it. I've tried that. It doesn't work. It's just garbage. I don't know. I don't know why it's garbage. Yeah, I've had nothing but problems with VirtualBox in pretty much anything it's designed for, so I don't like it. Hello, TyreXX01. Only made difference I have noticed between VMware and VirtualBox is digital forensics. Creating an OS image in VirtualBox is terrible. Yeah, I don't know. It was like I encountered a bunch of network issues. Like it wouldn't get an IP address for some stupid reason. Right, I will at some point this week reach out to the people who won the Lockpick giveaways and get them sorted out. I'll also do all the so we hit 10,000 followers on the last stream on Monday. So thank you so much if you were part of that. And we did a massive marble race where the top 10 people won a voucher. I haven't given them out yet because that's just a lot. I'll do that this week as well. But yeah, appreciate everyone getting me to 10,000 followers. That was a lot of fun. Thanks to Ali as well. That was an awesome stream. If you weren't there on Monday, we had me and Ali's follow accounts on Twitch up there because we were like our follow accounts have like grown at roughly the same rate, and she was like, I think she was 20 away when we started the stream or something. He was 20 followers away, and I was like 50 followers away from 10k. And then, so that was awesome because we managed to send a bunch of people from my stream to follow her. She then passed 10,000, FaceTimed me, talked on this stream. Then she went under. She went back to 9999, which is funny. And then she went back over. Who won? Nobody won. It was, look, Ali wanted to make it a race. All right? But I get that. She's super competitive. I was just like, you know what? It's awesome that my friends are reaching 10,000 followers. No, I reject the concept of a race. It wasn't a race. We both hit 10k in the same stream. It was a lot of fun. You're gonna reach 10k soon? Do you even stream, Madagus? Real friends, race friends? Well, maybe we can do a race at HushCon. Alright. You think you are on the same flight? Well, let's frickin' check. What do you mean after all the shit I gave you? Like, I asked. I only gave you shit after you told me you weren't on the same flight. Let me just check what time it is. I'm logging into the app. Alright, it's on Thursday, December 12th at 11:10 a.m. Is that the one that you're on? At Boston.
Thank you
Good.
for following.
Which seat are you? So I can change my seat so we're sat next. No. I have got a seat next to me though that's free. You're in first class? Fuck you. How much was first class? Jesus fucking Christ. I'm not fucking paying first class for a stupid 5-hour flight. Unless you get it paid for you by Hack the Box. So Hack the Box just forking out the money. There are some things I won't ever do unless I'm like massively rich, and that's pay for anything other than economy plus. Like, I just don't understand. Like, people, it's you're just sitting still for 5 hours. I basically do this on stream. Like, I've streamed for 4 or 5 hours before. And people are like, if first class wasn't like a grand extra, if it was like $200, maybe I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, that's all right. But my flight was literally like, I think I paid like $250 or something. It was really cheap. And then it was like first class is like $1,500, and I'm like, but it's literally just 5 hours to Seattle. It's not worth that money. Like, the amount of things I could buy with that money, like the laptop I just bought. Anyway, well, let's have breakfast at the airport or something. Might be a bit late. Brunch. Let's get brunch. You can pay, because apparently, you know, you're a first class freaking flyer. Lunch is on Ryan, or brunch. Anyway. If I missed any comment, I don't think I've missed any comments. Oh, you could use AI. Yeah, use AI to do the capture. To be honest, I've had it's hit or miss with AI and reading captures. The main issue with captures is there's really, unless it's recapture, there's absolutely no standardization. So there's no way of telling, like, unless you're reading the JavaScript code. Like, in a perfect world, there would be an extension for Burp Suite, which would be able to understand how the capture works. And then it would just, every time it comes up, it would, like, pop up a window and display the capture. Be like, type what the capture says, and then it would integrate that in the request. But let's be realistic, that's just never going to happen. There's an API service you can use to solve captions in like a second. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know about that, but it does cost money. And it is literally just using people, yeah. I did have some luck solving captures with AI though, with ChatGPT. But it's not that good. It's you know, it gets it right some of the time. You can actually solve basic captures using a tool called Tesseract. It's in Callie's repo. It's an OCR tool. Anyway, how are people enjoying Try Hack Me's Avenue Cyber? It's been going well, I think. My video drops on the 12th, by the way. I think it drops. That's the day we leave, right? Yes. It's literally gonna drop as the plane is taxiing. So I hope everybody enjoys it. Though it's a Delta flight, and it is domestic, so I should have internet because I am a Delta Sky Miles member. A uni CTF talk also dropped. What? You're giving the talk from the plane? What? I don't understand. I don't understand what you're talking about. Pre-recorded. Oh, well, there you go. Oh boy. All right, let's do a mile race. Marbles. Delta Sky Miles member, can I get an autograph? Sure, if you want. Let's do a community map. You realize anyone can become a Sky Miles member, right? It's when you get silver medallion status, that's what you really want. Alright, this is not a giveaway, by the way. We have one more sub before we can make it a giveaway. So if someone wants to subscribe before the race starts, then absolutely this will become a giveaway. Wink, wink. More pretty, fancier effects, better background, make sure the colors work so everything's readable. What are you talking about? Did you just type a work chat into freaking Twitch? That is hilarious. Ryan, you work at a cybersecurity company. Everyone laugh at Ryan. He flies first class. His cybersecurity company flies him first class around the world.
Thank you for following.
And yet he typed shit in chat that was meant for work. Prompt for AI. I mean, I would hope it is because you use the term more pretty. All right, this just became a giveaway. Exclamation point play in chat. This is for a voucher. We'll do a 60-second countdown, not 120.
New subscription received. Dispensing gratitude.
That was
Gratitude
mega click.
dispensed.
Thank you for subscribing. Oh, also UFC Brendan. Oh, I should create a new goal then. We need a goal of 9 because we technically overflowed. There we go. All right. Did I start? I didn't start the countdown. Exclamation point play in chat on Twitch if you want to participate in the marble race giveaway. The other day you gave away your courses, at least I could do to subscribe. Well, that's very kind of you. Fancier effect. I want to know what this prompt was. And which AI was it? Because honestly, whenever I tell like AI, make sure the colors work so you can read stuff, it just doesn't understand. All right, is there a hole? There is a hole. In this stream, we asked one question: who's the first to find the hole? It was Love23, Jove23. Sorry, don't know why I read Love. Oh, so bolt.new. What is bolt.new? I don't think I've used that one. Okay, well. Oh my goodness. This is too complicated. Oh my god, no! Cyber Nerd Dante dies. Who's in first place? I think it's Orat. Does little full stack web apps pretty good. Is it free? That sounds fun. I want to use it for like CTFs. Oh, Ryan with the skip. And then just completely destroyed. This is a cool thing in the middle. I don't know how they're doing that. This is a fun map. Barry Dweena, I haven't seen your name in a while. How have you been? Oh. Can you nail this landing? Yes. Perfect execution there. Right. Well, Kybertronic taking the lead now. Vasily's PC. I believe you're in the lead. Crispy, though. Taking the lead again. Oh, who's gonna win? I just died. How'd I die? Damn it. Barry Dweena dies. Oh, we're all dying. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Look at that line. Look at that racing line. Crispy takes it. Alright. Who's in last place? Viscous or Vicious? Not Viscous. Vicious. Well. Can Vicious make it before the fire claims the entire course? We shall see.
It was rigged. I don't give a shit about your opinion. Get fucked.
Nice. Alright, look at all these. Look at all the deaths. Barry Dweena, myself, Camito 2, Lord Kobar. Ugh. Why did we have to die and Ryan still lives? Freaking first class flying Ryan. Alright, Crispy, let me know in chat what you want. Voucher. You did win. Brian definitely paid to win. Person who buys freaking first class tickets or gets his company to pay for first class tickets. Absolutely. Absolutely pays to win. Alright, what we got? You have Hack the Box, Try Hack Me, Pentest Labs. I just need you to tell me what you want. As a voucher. It's a 1 month voucher. Oh boy, we got a wheel
Or
spin as well.
2020 just redeemed wheel spin.
We'll do a wheel spin in a minute. Hack the Box, Try Hack Me, Pentest Labs. Name what you want, Crispy. Thinking you'll buy Try Hack Me yourself? Okay. Hack the Box to do. Okay, how many handbooks have I got to give out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I have enough? I do, definitely. Okay. Oh no, that's Pentest Labs. Oh, I got way more than enough. Excellent. I need to stock up on Try Hack Me though. Is it Hack the Box Academy or Lab? It's just Lab. It's just a regular Hack the Box voucher. It gives you access to the it's like VIP, right? So it's Hack the Box VIP. Life got in the way. Longer story, but all good. Oh, I'm glad it's good. I'm glad it ends good. Yeah, Crispy. It's basically the VIP. So you get access to your own. I believe you get your own personal. Yeah, actually, Ryan, Hack the Box Ryan's here. He can explain. He can explain what VIP means. But it's not for the academy. It's for the lab. It just gets you some stuff. By the way, Ryan, are you going to Shmoo? Are you sure? You don't want Pentest the Labs instead? Pentest the Lab? It's I mean kind of like a site like Hack the Box and Try Hack Me. There's no free version of it though. So you basically have to have a voucher. You have a bunch of challenge labs. It's actually pretty cool. But it's very web app. I would say it's more web app focused, but I think it has a bunch of other labs. I mean, honestly, just try it out. No Shmoo? You suck, Ryan. Alright, I'll give you the Pentest the Labs voucher. They don't expire either. Alright, I will give that to you at some point this week. Maybe even after the stream. It's just like I have so many ones to give away to other people. I just need to make sure They're giving an order. They'll be in Greece while stream is happening? Why are you going to Greece? Or is that a company retreat crap? Where Hack the Box is? It's always weird that it's in Greece of all places. I don't know. Just seems a bit odd to me. Alright. Well, I understand it's a Greek company. I'm not saying it's odd. It's just odd. You wouldn't expect that because it's like I feel like I feel like most of its subscriber base is like English speaking. I mean, the entire website by default is English. Leave it to the Brit. It's just a bit odd that basically the most well-known hacking training CTF company in the world, or especially for English-speaking countries, happens to be Greek. That's just it. I'm not judging. I'm just saying it's odd. TryHackMe is a British company. That's English-speaking. Pentester Labs is run by an Australian. Literally no judgment. I'm just saying it's just a bit odd. It's one of those facts where you go, huh, really? It's that kind of odd. It's not like odd as in, why are the Greeks running Hack the Box? What? Why? Anyway. This is a wheel spin from ORAT 2020. Oh god, we got to play Infinite Craft. Great. Okay, well, we're going to try and get on Infinite Craft. Someone cut this up to make Tiv sound anti-Greek. Please don't. Alright. Why is the Greeks running Hack the Box? Anyway, I have quite a lot of stuff. We could either start fresh, or we could just try it. So, what do you want me to make on Infinite Craft? Mike Benz on Rogan. CISA got called out hard. I mean, I wouldn't trust anything anyone ever says on Rogan. And who's Mike Benz? I mean, he's a former Trump State Department official, so I should honestly tell you what you want, what you need to know. So do you want to just respin? Because honestly, we haven't played Infinite Craft for a while. We should probably just come off the wheel at some point. It's not even that good of a game. It was kind of fun for a few weeks when it was, you know, when you could create COVID 2880. Look how many COVIDs I have. And then best friends never. There were some hilarious things it came up with. Like being able to just create random numbers. Anyway, all right, we'll do another respin. You know what? I'm gonna disable it because it's just a weird game. Where's Play Infinite Craft? There we go. All right. Type with one hand for 5 minutes. All right. We can do that. I do have to. We won't start that now. I got to start my VM up because I completely forgot to start my VM. But what we're gonna do today, chat. Weird how like Greeks running Hack the Box weird? Yeah, exactly. Why are the Greeks running Hack the Box? Shakes fist actually. Look, don't get me cancelled. I should just said interesting. It's an interesting fact. A redeem on the Hack the Box stream? What does that even mean? On your Steam, we can redeem Al saying random shit. That's true. All right. I mean, yeah. If you want to add that, I can give you the audio for it. When does Hack the Box stream though? I don't think I've ever seen a Hack the Box stream. Or are you talking about like the ones that you stream in the Discord? Look, it's a legitimate question, all right? I think the public needs to know the truth. Why are the Greeks in charge of American cybersecurity policy? Why are they in charge of American cybersecurity education? I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions here. That's what you say, right? When you say something that could be construed as potentially xenophobic. I'm just asking questions. Is it possible that Hack the Box is a state-sponsored anti-American corporation? Not saying it is, just asking questions. Anyway. Is it a CIA black op? I mean, it's what's the Greek CIA? Do the Greeks even have a CIA? I honestly legitimately don't know. That's anyway. What are we gonna do today, chat? Give me some ideas, because this is Web App Wednesday, as we know, or as Al would say.
Every single day is Web App Wednesday because all I ever do is web apps.
There you go. Can you do a video on client-side path traversal vulnerability? Potentially. I just kind of think it's quite a boring subject. Yes, Ryan, we will do a web app. How to find entry points? I mean... yeah. Well, someone asked a bug bounty question about like how like they have like a load of domains. I saw it earlier and didn't come back to it, but like just getting overwhelmed with domains. I feel like Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I think there's two ways to approach bug bounty. You can approach it by basically trying to find as many domains as possible, and then just looking for like weird ones, and going all in on those. Or you can choose a bug bounty program with like a few domains, and then doing like a deep dive. Like if there's a program that literally is like, we've just got this one app and we want you to pen test or bug bounty hunt this web app,
Thank you for following.
then you can do a deep dive on that. If you get overwhelmed by the amount of domains and you're like not even sure where to start, that's probably the best way to go. Just literally choose a program with one URL. It's not like a domain in scope, so you can't just find subdomains. Like none of the subdomains are in scope. Just the one URL, and just do a deep dive on that. You think those are just labs? Those are real boxes owned by Greece's enemies. That, oh my goodness. Should do like cybersecurity conspiracy theories one day. That would be fun. Like IPSec, right? What does the IPP stand for at IPSec? What exactly does it mean? Could mean so many things. It's PPI. It's P-Pi backwards of Greek letter. Oh my god! Conspiracies.
Dead 2 just
I know
redeemed
as
wheel
well.
Spin.
I know as well. I feel like he's been public with that, actually. I won't mention it on stream, just in case he hasn't, but I feel like he's been rather public with what it is. We got a real wheel spin from the D2. So let's do this. So let me actually write down. We have oh, that was actually a 2 times wheel. So actually type with one hand for 5 minutes was actually supposed to be a 2 times spin. So last stream we got 2 times spin from Wimmery. So type with one hand for 5 minutes. If you double it, technically becomes type with 2 hands for 5 minutes. So we're good. That's that one sorted. Type with 2 hands for 10. No, that's not how you double it. That's like the classic building problem where if it takes one person 10 years to build a house, how long would it take 2 people? And someone says 20 years. That's not how that works. If I type with one hand for 5 minutes and you double that, you either get one hand for 10 minutes or 2 hands for 5 minutes. It's not maths, it's math. There's no S. Who the heck would put an S there? Anyway, we'll do one hand for 10 minutes because that's obviously not a scam. All right, now we're going to do a spin for the D2. Next, you're going to tell me that processes aren't threads. Well, that's what some people think. We got another 2 times spin for whoever's next. Okay. We gotta find out something to do. Prash Tuppy thinks. I think Prash Tuppy thought that processes are threads, right? Maybe we need to play the Prash Tuppy song so we can figure it out. Okay, where's the Prash Tuppy song? Yeah, Prash
Who's
Tuppy
gonna
does think
listen?
that process are threads.
Our friend Netcat. Hello, I'm Netcat. I'm definitely a cat. I got big ears. I could listen to that data. I'll listen
Good.
for it. On 40,
Is that 4
40,
times next
40,
spin?
40,
No.
40.
So 2 times next spin was Wimmery from the last stream, and then we got type with one hand for 5 minutes. So that's already been doubled. Next we get a 2 times again. All right, let's listen to the Prash Tuppy song so we understand all about. And we'll give a shout out to Trash Puppy. So if you don't know who Prash Tuppy is, firstly you need to know who Trash Puppy is. All right. So Trash Puppy is a friend of the stream. She's a pen tester. She doesn't stream much anymore because she's busy doing pen testing things. But anyway, she doesn't like Python. In fact, one would rather say she really hates Python. She hates it because she hates it because she thinks that Python doesn't do multiprocessing, which is half true. It can do it. And there's some cheat ways of getting it to do it. Anyway. And so anyway, because of this, I invented a character called Prash Tuppy. Have I got an image of Prash Tuppy? Yes, here's an image of Prash Tuppy. Hang on. This is Prash Tuppy. So Prash Tuppy obviously knows that processes are threads. Also loves Python. And so yes, Prash Tuppy's there. And we also have a song. We have a Prash Tuppy anthem called Threads and Punches. Oh, hang on.
Silent pack.
That's not the song. I don't know why that was playing.
She's got a code running with glasses on tight, writing Python scripts way into the night. Processes threads, they're all the same in her mind, but she's a queen in her own design. On the weekend, she's in the ring, gloves up high, throwing punches under those bright gym lights. She loves boxing just like she loves swift sound, and with every hit, she's tearing Golang down. She's the genius with the sharpest mind, breaking barriers, leaving doubt behind. She's not afraid of a little fight. Oh, you'll never see her out of sight. Prash Tuppy's got that fire inside. With every thread she'll take the ride. She's throwing punches in the ring, but coding's her true queen thing. Trash Puppy, better watch your back. She's coming through with the Python attack. She's fearless, yeah, she'll never back down. Prash Tuppy's taking over this town. Test her stock, but she just rolls her eyes. She's got bigger battles in her sight. Trash Puppy might try to steal her fame, but Prash Tuppy's here to change the game. She rocks her Taylor songs, blasting all day, writing loops while 22 plays. Boxing coding, she's got the 1-2 punch and Golang, well she hates it a bunch. She's the genius with the sharpest mind, breaking barriers, leaving doubt behind. She's not afraid of a little fight. Oh, you'll never see her out of sight. Prash Tuppy's got that fire inside. With every thread she'll take the ride. She's throwing punches in the ring, but coding's her true queen thing. Trash Puppy, better watch your back. She's coming through with the Python attack.
It's a good song.
She's fearless, yeah, she'll never back down. Prash Tuppy's taking over this town. She's got her glasses on, she's feeling strong. With Python in her heart, she'll prove you wrong. Golang's a battle she'll never her fight. She's got the power, she's shining bright. Prash Tuppy, you better run and hide, 'cause Prash Tuppy's got that coder pride. With every punch and every thread, she'll make sure she's ahead. Prash Tuppy's got that fire inside. With every thread, she'll take the ride. She's throwing punches in the ring, but coding's her true queen thing. Oh, Prash Tuppy, better watch your back. She's coming through with the python attack. She's fearless, yeah, she'll never back down. Prash Tuppy's taking over this town. She's got the power, she's in control. With her code and her soul, Prash Tuppy, she'll break through it all. She's standing tall, standing tall.
Perfect. Love it. Right. Anyway, that's the Prash Tuppy song. All right. So, what are we going to do today? Probably, I'm imagining we could do Web Academy. Let's put some music that wasn't written by AI back on. By the way, I downloaded all my AI songs recently. I have like close to 100. I could legitimately release several albums, and I may just... There's a way to upload them on Spotify. I think you have to pay like... It's like $22 a year or something. I may do it. I have got some really good ones, to be honest with you. I might release a country album for cybersecurity. For some reason, I don't necessarily even like country music that much. But country music that's cybersecurity legitimately rocks. I definitely have more Christmas songs. But yeah, like... They're removing all AI content? Really? That sucks. What if it's really good AI content? Does anyone know? Okay, so here's the thing. I could get SoundCloud, but SoundCloud is like limited, and I don't think SoundCloud... I think SoundCloud is quite expensive. What's like the easiest platform where I could just host a bunch of the songs just so people could go listen to them? I don't want to charge money for them. Like, I don't care about any of that. I don't want to make money off them. YouTube, I guess. The problem with SoundCloud is, I looked into SoundCloud. I think you can only have like 100 minutes for free. We haven't done any web app content. We're like an hour into Web App Wednesday, which is hilarious. But anyway. Oh, okay, I got 180 minutes. That's the problem. 180 minutes on SoundCloud before I have to get unlimited uploads, at which point it starts costing me money. And it's $99 yearly. Which, to be honest, is far more than I'm willing to pay. Yeah, I guess I could just upload them to YouTube. I can use Spotify? Bandcamp? Does Bandcamp allow people just to play it, though? Actually, I think... Doesn't Bandcamp have AI music issues? Maybe not. I don't know. I kind of... The thing about YouTube is a video app. Like, it's... I would much rather have like a music app where like you can like download it on your phone and then just listen to it. So when it's declared as AI not monetized, you can use Spotify. Okay, I might do that then. Make AI music videos. It's not about the video thing though. It's literally like I just want people to be able to like play the whole album or something. Because I do have some bangers. I do. As much as I hate that. Like currently I have 94 songs. And that's not all of them. And some of them will never see the light of day because they were literally like songs for friends. Like I wrote a bunch of songs for some of my friends. Which I basically gave to them, was like, do with this what you will. If you want to put it online, do that. Some of them have. I haven't had like stop making the AI song, Siberius. Stop doing it. All right, what are we actually gonna do? Because I need to like type with one hand for 10 minutes at some point. I guess Web Academy? Am I even logged in? I don't think I'm even logged in. Oh, I am logged in. Holy shit. When did this happen? Alright. Well, we're logged in. So. What topic should we do? GitHub. Yeah. I might... Honestly, I like Spotify. I've been using Spotify for years. I might just pay the $22 so I can use the distributor. Distributor. Anyway. Anyone want a particular subject? Preferably one that's not boring. But I will look into that client-side path. You said it was integrity, right? If you have a link to that lab, could you send it to me? I would be interested. Path relative style sheet import. Was that the lab? I don't think that was the lab. I think that's that really annoying burp thing. What? Oh, I think the apprentice labs that I haven't done. Are they the? There's definitely some AI labs I haven't done, which I will never do. Okay, what haven't we done? Okay, so we haven't done the webcat. Yeah, I haven't done this one. This is going to remain untouched for the rest of my entire life. Oh, we didn't finish doing this one. So maybe we could finish doing that. Like, I remember we found some very strange things going on. Anyway, give me ideas for subjects, chat. Otherwise, we'll just pick something random. Most underrated web app film that has a high impact payout that most people don't consider. I don't. That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure. It's probably actually authorization issues. Because I don't know why, but like for some bizarre reason, if you find like a lot of bug bounty platforms or bug bounty programs will say that idols are critical, which never made any sense to me. Like I don't think idols are critical. I guess it depends on what the idol is doing, but I would say by default an idol should be high. It should be critical severity. Like critical severity should be something like, you know, up there with like SQL injection, command injection, or like just any kind of injection vulnerability that results in something server-side funkiness, you know. I don't think just a regular IDOR is necessarily critical. But there you go. IDORs are everywhere, and a lot of places will mark them as critical. Alright, well I guess we're going to choose something random. Or at least something fun. Let's do something fun. We've done SQL injection so many times, so let's just skip over all the SQL injection. Cross-site scripting, we've also just, it's just a lot. Clickjacking? I feel like a lot of places won't pay for clickjacking. Do the test exam? Nah. I want to save the test exam for when I actually want to take the exam. Prototype pollution? Did we not do this? Oh, we did server side. Clickjacking is out of scope most of the time. Yeah. I'm playing it at some point. Like, I just don't need to. I don't really feel like doing prototype pollution. Prototype pollution does my head in. We haven't done the... Maybe we should... Let's try the web app. The web cache deception. Because web cache is one of those things where it comes up. It's kind of rare, but it's also kind of funky. You wanted to learn it? We've done it on stream before, so you just need to find the stream where it was on. Honestly. Like, we've done all this crap. It's honestly like once you get the concept, I would honestly just read the lab. The concept of prototype pollution is relatively simple. All right. So webcam deception is fun though. Oh, I need to be typing. Well, we'll start the timer once I actually get to typing. But so how best to explain webcam deception? Okay, here's our webcam. Here's a quick rundown of web cache deception. So you have the user, and they send requests, right, to some kind of infrastructure, right? Let's just do the user and server, right? I guess we call it client and server technically. So we've got client and server. Everyone kind of understands. Client sends requests to the server, right? The server sends responses back to the client. Everyone's happy. Except this is not how the web works anymore. What usually happens is client sends a request. It hits some kind of, usually a load balancer, which then forwards it on potentially to some kind of WAF, right? Web app firewall. Then potentially some kind of cache, so web caching server. And that finally sent it to the server. Okay, so it's like a big chain of stuff. And there might not be a WAF, there might not be a load balancer, it depends. There might not be a web cache. But the point is, it's no longer just client communicating directly with the server. It's client communicating with a load balancer, and then at the back. So this is technically the front end. This is the back end. All right. So the front end is the server that the client communicates with directly, and then this is all the back end stuff. What is the CDN? That's very different. So, is there a way? Have I got the drawing thing enabled? What's that drawing one? Is it Excal draw, right? Which one is it? Oh, it's this one. The one with 39k would probably be it. Okay, how do I... how do I create a new Excal draw thingy? What the heck? I completely forgot how to use the stupid Excal draw thing. Installed. New file? Is it Excal draw? No. I'm gonna have to Google it. Create a new empty file with the extension .excal draw. Oh, okay. New file. Test.excaldraw. Okay, I guess I'll just put it in downloads. Hey, there we go. And where's the dark mode? Lovely. All right. So, we have client over here. There's a way I can change the stupid text. Come on. Ah, what the heck? Why did it go back to... Come on. Alright, anyway. We have a client communicating with some kind of... Let's just call it backend. And then the backend sends back... Right? Some HTML. Okay. So this sends a request. Backend sends back some HTML code. All right. And this HTML code is going to contain, right? So it's going to contain stuff like, you know, actual HTML. It's also going to contain style tags, right? So it's going to contain CSS code. It's also going to contain script. So these external style and script files have to be hosted somewhere. So when the client parses the HTML, it extracts out the all the external required files, like all the external style sheets, scripts, images, etc. And it will send more requests to get them, right? But if you're hosting these can be quite big. Script files can be quite big. Images can be quite big. So the point is, if you have a small backend server and you don't necessarily want a lot of requests coming for these big files, what you can do is you can use a CDN, right? So you can use a CDN, which is a content delivery system. I think it's content. Or is it content distribution? The first word is content. Content delivery network. Right? And all this does is it hosts static files. So whilst this HTML could be dynamic, right? So this HTML could change based on whether you're logged in, based on which user you're logged in as. The content delivery network hosts static files, like scripts, like style sheets. And basically all it does, it takes a little bit of pressure off the backend server from having to deliver static files. It could technically even like host images if you wanted it to. And so what happens when the HTML that uses all these like... So basically to use a content delivery network, what you do is you just upload the files that you want to access externally, and then just make sure all the links to these, all the references in your HTML are to the CDN. And then your client, right, will now just send requests to grab those from the CDN, and it will send them back. Does that make sense? So, like, it doesn't even fit into this chain. The CDN doesn't fit into this chain. It's an entirely separate chain. And it all depends on what's in the HTML code. Right? Okay. So, if, however, you do have a server that is handling static files, one solution, if you don't want to use a CDN, is to use a web cache. And basically how a web cache works, it has a set of rules. Basically, rules to decide whether request, or response, sorry, is cached. So, it basically intercepts requests it passes them to the server, and then based on what the server sends back and the request that it got, it makes a decision whether it should cache the response. Okay? So, usually, there are a few basic rules for web caches, and that is it a GET request? Hardly any POST requests get cached, and that's mostly because there really isn't, most cacheable content is sent based on a GET request, right? So if you think about it, if the content you really want to cache is going to be static files, images, it's going to be CSS, JavaScript, that kind of stuff needs to get cached. So it's possible to return a static file via a POST request. The issue, though, is for a lot of that, why would you be using a POST request? The most common reason for requiring a POST request is when you want to include parameters in the body that could change. And so often, those parameters are going to change the response, which means the response is no longer static, it's dynamic. So that's why a lot of the web caches just have a very general blanket rule of we're only going to cache stuff if it came from a GET request. Okay? The second one is the file, it's the path cacheable. Or is it, I guess is the file extension, let's say. Is the file extension cacheable? So, basically what this means is, well, we're going to look at the path from the request, and if it is ... something, right, image.png, right? So, if it ends in .png, that's cacheable. If it ends in CSS, doesn't matter about image. If it ends in CSS, that's cacheable. If it ends in JS, that's cacheable. Now, this is why web cache deception sometimes doesn't work, because this is actually a really dumb way of doing it, because what you really should be doing, instead of looking at the request, you should really be looking at the actual response, right? And making a determination based on the response. So you shouldn't even be asking, is the file extent, because technically speaking, you could have like, I don't know, you could just have a /CSS returns a CSS file. And so what you really should be doing, instead of is the file extension cacheable, you should be saying, is the content type header cacheable? Right? Or even more than that, is the actual response like MIME type cacheable? So like actually parsing the response, noticing, oh, this is CSS, or noticing this is JavaScript, or this is a PNG, and then deciding it's cacheable. Right? The other thing it will ask, has this been cached recently? That's quite a big question, because the whole point of the web cache is to basically store a copy of the static file from the server, so it can easily, when it receives the first request, like, so when it receives a, let's say it's cached /image.jpg, right? So it's cached this from some request that came through 10 minutes ago, and now another user comes along and they want image.jpg. So the request goes from the client to the load balancer to the WAF to the web cache, right? It checks, it's like, okay, well, this has been cached within the last 10 minutes, so it's fine. So it's just going to send the file back. It's never even going to contact the server. Okay? So when a request comes through for a file that is not in the cache, the web cache is going to fetch that file from the server, give it back to the client, and it's going to store a cache of it. If the file is already cached, All of that happens apart from the request to the server. Okay? So, if a file has been cached recently, then the web cache is going to send it back. If it hasn't been cached, like it doesn't exist, then it's going to fetch it from the server. Or if the cache has expired, right? So let's say this was cached 1 hour and 1 minute ago. And let's say there's a rule on the web cache that says, well, any files that are older than an hour are no longer considered fresh. And so what happens then is, even though this file is technically cached, the web cache will go and ask the server for a new copy. The server will respond. It'll just replace the cached version, and then it will say, okay, well, cached 0 seconds ago. Okay? So that's basically how a web cache works. So, web cache deception is pretty simple. It makes some assumptions. It makes basically the assumption that the web cache only checks path/file extension to determine file type. Okay? It also requires, so I should do web cache deception. Requirements. So it requires that the web cache only checks the path file extension to determine the file type. Also, server must be misconfigured, or server routes, I guess, must be misconfigured. What does that mean? So, in modern web applications, you don't... Well, I suppose probably say in traditional web applications, there would be something like a directory var dub, and then you'd have static, and then images, and then here's image.jpg, right? And var dub is the web root, and all that means is a request to, let's say, http example.com / goes to that. Okay? So that / is this /. Which means if you want to access the image.jpg, what you would need to do is access this URL. Okay? Pretty simple. This is no longer how most of the web works. How most of the web works now is you still have a web root, but it's kind of fake. And what you have is a rule. You have like a routes file. And we'll just call it routes.php for now. You have a routes file which does all the processing, and the routes file effectively tells the web server where to look for certain things. And so what it will do is, okay, well, the routes file will say if you go to /profile, okay, so ordinarily that would go to should go to var/www/ just profile, right? Whatever profile is. It could be a directory, it could be a file just named profile without an extension. In this case, what this does usually is it does something like it tells the go to controllers /profile controller. Okay? And often what it'll even do with the routes file, it'll say, and then run the index method in that profile controller. So routes can get complicated. Routes are a way of effectively mapping a URL to a very specific function or method in a file somewhere. All right? The advantage of this is, generally speaking, you can't, like, even if you had some kind of admin controller here, right? You can never access this admin controller unless there's a route defined for it. Like, maybe you don't even have a route to this admin controller. You can't just go to /controllers /admin controller and just hope that it executes code. Everything is controlled by the routing interface. So this is actually really powerful. It's a more secure way of doing things because everything is defined by in terms of routes instead of just being files. The issue is when the routes can get misconfigured. And what does that mean? Well, this is okay. We know that /profile goes to the profile controller and it calls the index function, right? And usually what happens is you have some kind of defined route function. So we'll just say, let's say in the routes file, there's a function you call called route. And you would say, okay, it goes to /profile. And then that goes to profile controller. Hang on. Profile controller index. Something like that. This is pseudocode, but so the route function in the routes.php defines a new route that says, hey, if you go to /profile, you have to go to the profile controller and run the index function. This is fine, but sometimes you want more complicated routes. Sometimes you want to include, okay, well, what if we want to go to profile / and then an ID 1337? And that's going to load a specific profile for a specific user, right? Well, we can't just define every single number. So what generally happens is you can define something like an ID like that, or you could potentially use something like this. So you could use you can basically start using regex. You start using regular expressions here. And say, okay, well, the profile has to match /profile with a number. And then we would go to, I don't know, view profile and pass it, pass it the number or whatever. But the moment you start integrating regex, you can get kind of complicated because if it's not an absolute match, then potentially what you can get is, let's say we did something like we say, okay, well, it has to start with profile. Yeah. So let's say we had that. So we say, okay, well, it has to start with /profile. That goes to the profile controller index. Is this the same as this? Is my question. Are these two routes identical? Anyone want to take a guess? Because what I'll tell you is this one, usually what happens with this one is it has to match the entire string. If you don't use regex, it has to match the entire string. In this one, we're not actually matching the entire string anymore. We're just matching the start of the string. If we put something like this, now they're identical. Because in regex, if you start a string with a caret symbol, that means, hey, this has to match the start of the string. And the $sign means that has to match the end of the string. So these are now identical, but without this, if you accidentally leave that off, /profile will still go to this. But so will /profile A, because that technically matches. So will profile, please subscribe. That will also go there. Because all we've said is, hey, the path just has to start with /profile. And you might be thinking, okay, that's fine, but that's just dumb, right? Nobody's ever going to browse these, and why does that matter? Well, what if you do that? So now you have a URL that contains /profile.js, and it will call the profile controller because it just starts with /profile. Okay, fine. So nothing's really going on. You can go to /profile, you'll get your own profile back. That's fine. But what does the web cache think's happening? The web cache, if it's literally only checking the path and the file extension to determine the file type, and it sees a request to /profile.js, what's it going to think the response in? it's going to think the response is cacheable. And it's going to cache the response. And what does the response contain? Well, if it's somebody's profile, if it's private information, then it's just cached, firstly, a dynamic file that's based on the session ID. But it's cached that, and it's potentially cached private information of that user. And the beauty of this web cache deception as an attack is because nobody actually really goes to profile.js because it doesn't exist realistically. Because it doesn't exist, what the attack with web cache deception is, right? Attacker asks victim to browse to /profile.js. They're just like, hey, can you check your profile out? Like, I really need you to check your profile and just confirm, you know, it's still working, right? The victim does this, and then web cache caches result. Okay, and then attacker visits profile.js, and web cache returns cached result. It's a pretty simple attack. There is an element of basically requiring some kind of interaction with the victim. It's not victimless. It does require an interaction. That's what I should say. Right? So this is the issue. Because and you could even get more complicated than this. If the web cache, so what a web cache will sometimes do is it will use. Have you ever seen like a URL in a JavaScript file where it's like version equals 23 or something like it's a timestamp? Have you ever seen this? Pretty common. So why do sites do this? Sites do this to defeat caching. Or at least defeat it in the sense that your browser knows that this URL, right, is a unique URL. It's JavaScript, so it will cache it. Generally speaking, right? So browsers do their own caching of JavaScript because they shouldn't have to download JavaScript again and again, especially if it's the same file. But if the file was profile.js, right, and the server wants to change, like maybe there's an error in the JavaScript, maybe they introduce a new feature, they update profile.js, but all these browsers that exist that have sessions already, right, they have profile.js stored, they have it cached. How do you guarantee, how can you tell a browser that's not even going to attempt to download profile.js again, but it needs to download profile.js again? Well, you add some kind of version, and usually just a timestamp. So this timestamp was basically often just the last time the file was updated. And so let's say that you have profile.js, or let's just say, I don't know, functions.js, right? So you got functions.js. The browser downloads that. This is part of the page content. These URLs are all in the page content. So it understands, okay, if I ever see a URL like this again in the page, I don't have to download the file because I already have a copy of functions.js and this bit is just the query. I already have this. It will happily not download functions.js whenever it sees it. But now, let's say that the web developer updates functions.js on the server, right? So now it's no longer the correct version. And they change this value across the HTML, right? So let's just say they change it. Let's do, I don't know, to do that. Okay. So they change it in the HTML code. The next time that the browser accesses that page, they will download the HTML. That's always going to happen. Unless they've got that cached for some reason, which should honestly never happen, but there we go. So they download it. They did it on the HTML. They parse the HTML. They look at all the URLs that require external or require you to download files for some reason. And we're like, okay, well, functions.js, I already have that, but I don't have this one because it doesn't look at just the file name. It looks at the entire path. And it's like, well, I don't have functions.js with this version, this string. This doesn't even have to be a version, by the way. This could be anything. I don't have that, so I better download it again. And so it downloads it again, and now this version is stored. And this one just expires at some point. Right? This one expires naturally. But that's how web developers ensure that they can introduce new features and you can access them without the browser just accidentally having an old cache, right? But what you can do, you can use the same trick as an attacker. So you could literally send the victim to profile.js !b = 1. And then you would just have to visit b = 1. Okay? And it's the same things. Now if you want to attack another victim, you could just literally update the value. So now it's victim 2. So you could create multiple profiles. If you want to attack 10 victims using this attack, you could just create 10 different URLs, all with slightly different query paths, right? Sorry, query values. And, you could send all those attacks at the same time. You could send 10 different emails saying, hey, can you just click on this, and make sure it's all good. And you'd be able to get 10 different cached versions. All right, let's do a wheel spin and then we'll actually start on the box. Is there any questions about that? I feel like I rambled for a bit. So this is for Figecko. Remove a category. You get to remove 2 categories. What categories are you removing? Any category that has a check mark, we can remove. I mean, I know change stream title probably should be removed. What else we got? Want to remove a category? Okay, we can do that as long as add a category is still there. Add a category is still there, so people can add it back. Alright, so we're going to remove a category. You got one more to remove. I would suggest hack upside down because we haven't done it in a while and it's just annoying. Or change stream title, I guess. Well, Marin, you don't get to decide. This is for geckos. Whatever finds no, you should leave. Change stream title. Yeah, there we go. All right. How do I save? Oops, not that way. Stream. Lovely. All right, there we go. So we'll get rid of the... Okay, so now I can type with one hand for 10 minutes. Let's start up the lab, though. So I've never actually done this lab, so this will be interesting to see. You'll need to know how regex endpoints map URL paths. I've just explained that. How to detect and exploit discrepancies the way the cache and the origin server will map URL paths. All right, cool. We shall see. I'm going to put my left hand behind my back. And we're going to start up a stream timer. One hour, 50 minutes into Web App Wednesday, we're finally launching a web app. You know what? What do you mean launching a web app? These are all web apps. We were literally just using web apps. So you can shut the fuck up.
Every single day is Web App Wednesday because all I ever do is web apps.
Pedantic? You know what? I was just explaining what web cache deception was for like half a fucking hour. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I was educating people on web application stuff. You know, I explained what CDNs were. Profile.js only works with regex. Generally speaking. Because realistically it makes no sense. There could be potentially other ways of doing it, but I imagine most web cache deception issues are literally just regex stuff. All right, so what we're gonna do? We're gonna open the browser. WebSocket labs are interesting. I think I've done them. So we have an exploit server. The reason we have an exploit server, I imagine, is because we need to send the thing to the victim. Okay, do we have an account? I should probably have checked that. Yes, we can. Find the API key for the user Carlos. Okay, so what we can do here. Oh, Wiener and Peter. I don't know why I even did that. So we're going to go to my account. I'm going to zoom in. Can I use Wiener? Peter. We're logging in as Wiener Peter. Okay. My API key is this. That's useful to know. So the first thing you want to do whenever you're going to try an attack like this is you want to attack yourself, basically. So I want to see where the API key is. Okay, so the API key is in the My Account page. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna activate Param Miner. And what I believe with Param Miner, what we can do is we can use a cache buster, dynamic cache buster. Actually, we don't need a dynamic cache buster. Shit, we need this one. So let me just send this again. Excellent. Okay, so what if you enable Param Miner and you go to settings and you add the FCBZ cache buster, right? What that will do is you'll notice this. I sent 2 requests in repeater. This one I sent without Param Miner's cache buster enabled, so it just did get my account. This one has this cache busting header. So all this does, it means that anytime I attack the My Account page, right, it's going to add this parameter. As long as this parameter's here, I should be able to access anything that's cached, because this parameter will be cached. Once I want to attack somebody else, I can then just literally remove it and change the value. Okay? But this just means it's more consistent. So the first thing we want to do, there's no actual indication of a cache server here, but what we can do is we can go to maybe .js. Maybe see this. Not found. Interesting. What happens if we do slash? Okay, can we do .js now? Yes. Alright. So I imagine what we can do is exploit .js or something. Yep. And here we go. Okay, now we have instances where we've got the cache control. So we got so ordinarily you would not see this. I believe they've enabled this for the server itself. Xcache miss. So Xcache miss basically means this request reached the web cache and it was not cached. Okay, so all that means is this response was not taken from the cache. And if we send it, there we go. Send it a few times, now we get Xcache hit. This means that this was a cached page. Okay, and the timings were the same, so it really doesn't matter, but this was a cached page. Okay. And the age, I think, means that it'll last for 30 seconds. So if we do again, there we go. We get an X cache miss. So I think what we can do here, and this might not work. I've never done this lab before. Let's open a completely new incognito window. What we're going to do, we're going to copy this URL. And I'm just going to... Okay, so we have a hit. So this should be cached. If I now go to this URL... There we go. Ooh, spooky. I'm logged out, chat. This window is completely new. It's a completely new incognito window. It does not have valid session cookies in it. Okay? These are not valid. Okay? If I was to right-click my account and go open a new tab, it will redirect me to the login. I am not logged in right now. But that's because web caches are dumb. Web caches don't understand session cookies. They have no way of determining whether a session is valid or not. Okay, that's the server's job. That's the web server that does that. So what we've done here, I mean, it makes sense, right? The thing that does all the logic is the server. The load balancer does not care about sessions. The WAF does not care about sessions. The web cache does not care about sessions. It's the server that cares about sessions, and sessions only matter for dynamic content. With the expiry time, how do you know if the victim has clicked the link, clicked too early and they exploit you? Click too late and it's expired? Yeah. That's another thing about web cache deception that's difficult. Okay. But what you can do is, so you Pebble, you did say click too early and they exploit you. What you can do, if you don't want your page being cached, you could just do what I did there, right? So I open this in an incognito browser. So if I refresh this page now because the cache is cleared, if I refresh this my account exploit.js, right? It shouldn't cache anything, presumably because it actually will do a redirect. So redirects don't get cached because they shouldn't get cached. So a redirect generally won't get cached. That's another thing I probably should have put. So the web cache usually only caches 200 OKs. Because that's actually content. So what should happen is if I refresh my account exploit page here, it should be fine still. Yeah. Okay. So the login page does not get cached. Well, the redirect doesn't get cached. Okay, so what we want to do here is I'm going to quit these. Use the form below to save an exploit, send to your victim. So, I think what we can just do is load in put some HTML. And maybe we can do an image. We can probably just do a script though. Okay, wait. 16 seconds so I can actually type with both hands. What we will do is turn off param miner now. Let's just do victim.js. Lovely. I can use both hands. So I believe the should just be document dot window dot location, right? Works. I will confirm that because I want this to actually work. But I believe window dot location. JS redirect. I think window dot location works. Yes. Oh, is it .href? Hang on. JS redirect. Let's just... It is window.location.href. All right. So this should send them to that URL. Let's store the exploit. Deliver the exploit, and then we'll go to the access log and see. So this victim did get access. So now, if we go to the incognito window and browse to it, there we go. So I need to submit the key. Any questions about that? So web cache deception is really fun, but it's also extremely rare just because there's so many things that have to go, like, so many things have to go wrong for it to even work. Why should I implement that caching? What caching? What are you talking about? Let me be clear. This should not happen. This is a vulnerability. This is a purposefully misconfigured thing. Why implement a web cache at all? To take strain off the server. So if you have a server that's doing dynamic content, if your server is just doing static content, there's no need for a web cache. But if you have a server that has dynamic content and that dynamic content takes time to generate, you want to try and save as much time as possible. So all you want that server doing is generating the dynamic content, because that's all it needs to be able to do. Okay? So what you don't want it doing is just, wasting time sending static resources, because a lot of static resources are big. Some JavaScript files are like over 1 megabyte. Why do you want to waste the server's time sending a static file when you can just literally intercept the request for a static file that you know is static, or that you know should be static, and return it? It's the same reason you would use a CDN. It's all about just making the server's life a little bit easier. Okay? It still has to sometimes provide static content because it's hosting the static files as well. But the point is, you probably should have some kind of cache that's providing those files without it going to the server. Hey Dylan, how are you? Nice, congrats! That's exciting. Well, it's a similar thing to like load balancing, right? Why do we have load balancers? To make servers' jobs a bit easier. We are doing some of the web cache deception labs. Anyway. Your own Sherlock for Hackthebox. Awesome. Okay. So we did this lab. What's the other one? Exploiting path delimiters for web cache reception. So this should be interesting. Web cache reception hardly ever comes up. Like I said, it's sort of one of those things where it's so rare these days. But yeah. Has limited discrepancies can be used to exploit a static directory cache rule. Interesting. All right, we'll try this one. I don't know how this one will go. So I imagine this is basically the same. Although these are all going to be the same kind of attack, just different ways of. That's one of the things, right? One of the things you have to figure out when doing any kind of web caching is, well, other than is there even a web cache, which is honestly one of the harder bits, is determining if you can even build a URL that will get triggered, that will look like you can trick the web cache into storing dynamic content. All right. So we can use Wiener Pizza. This is hilarious as well, by the way. Oh, we should probably go here. So I imagine this is the same kind of thing, right? We have to... API key. Okay, cool. So we still need to go to my account. And we will press that. I wonder if rendering is a good idea. Or does it just take too long? No, that's fine. So can we use myaccount.js? No. Can we use /.js like we did before? No. Okay. So in that case, we just use this. So the semicolon, like it said in the article, I have seen that before in websites, where you can have a semicolon instead of a... it's kind of like almost like REST based. So you can add parameters to a URL instead of using them like separating them by forward slashes. You would use a semicolon. All right. So this is going to be exactly the same thing. I imagine what we're going to see is if I do send this a few times, we'll get an Xcache hit. Yeah. I just realized on image.js, which is hilarious. Like, we should really do image.png, right? Okay, we're going to do image.png, and then we'll do something silly like v equals 1. Go to the exploit server. Script. window.location.href equals location.href equals. Send them to there. That should be fine. Store the exploit. Oh, should I put it in HTML tags? Probably. Let's actually use HTML properly. Well, I guess not properly because there's no body tag. Shush! Nobody say anything. Okay, so if we go back to the access log, they did get the exploit. So now what we can do is we can just go to an incognito window with that URL. Hopefully get Carlos's. Yeah, there we go. So exactly the same attack, just a different way of actually guessing or tripping up the URL parsing kind of thing. Okay. So it says, yeah, sometimes you can do profile.css. So there was actually a Hack the Box lab, not lab. It was a couple of years ago on the Hack the Box CTF that usually runs in March. I forget what it's called. Interstellar. Ryan, you're in chat. The spacey themed one. Cyber Apocalypse. Yeah, 2 years ago I think it was space themed, but. The hardest box, the hardest web box, which I think only a few teams got, was web cache deception. And it literally used this kind of thing. So you could it's always spacey. Okay, well, there we go then. So technically my statement was fine, right? So yeah, that was a really good challenge because I remember a few of us were working on it for a few hours, and it was kind of obvious from the start it had to do with the cache because it literally had a cache. Like you could download the Docker file, and it just randomly had a web cache on it. I'm like, that's interesting. I forget which web cache it was. Hang on. Open source web cache. What was it? Varnish. It was Varnish. Is Nullbyte still working? So, well, that's the thing. Like, no, this is just a regular Nullbyte character. It's just encoded, so it depends. This is just saying Open Lightspeed server uses this. I think what you're thinking of, True to Jam, is the fact that if you use a null character in a file path in PHP, like an LFI, that will bypass the extension check. But that's a different issue. Null bytes, generally speaking, cause chaos wherever they go. And that's mostly because of the fact that at the C level, they're used to terminate strings. Yeah, but this is a slightly different thing. This is the fact that that Open Lightspeed uses a null character as a delimiter instead of anything else. But yeah. Okay, you may be able to use the delimiter discrepancy to add a static extension to a path as viewed by a cache, but not the origin server. Previous, you need to identify a character that is used as the delimiter by the origin server, but not the cache. Okay, I haven't actually done this yet. Firstly, find characters that are used as delimiters. Start this process by adding an arbitrary string to the URL of your target endpoint. Oh, that's clever. Okay. Let's try this one then. Access to that. Oh, that's solved. Wait, what? Oh, done that one. Okay. Origin server normalization. Okay, we can try this. This looks interesting. I think I've used this technique before. This might be the last box we do. Okay. All these basically just get Carlos's API key. Nice. Oh, I need to send this over to... Wiener pizza, lovely. What does your day job look like if you do not stream? I mean, I'm a web app pen tester. So pen testing web apps. Okay. Detecting normalization by the origin server. So is there an update? Yes, there is. So this is saying do // and then basically add this to the start. Oops. Did that? Okay, that did work. Well, actually, maybe it didn't. Let me change Wiener. Let's change it to Wiener 2, and then follow the redirection. Okay, so that does work. And then we just need to do the same thing. Choose a request with a response that contains evidence being cached. If the response... Online web apps or web apps which are in testing? Both. Alright, so let's try this. So we want to cache this. We got a cache hit. Oh, I should probably wait for the cache to expire because it's a 30-second cache. Let's just wait for this to hit. Yeah, cache missed, cache hit. Okay, so now if we do that, do we still get a cache hit? No. Cache isn't normally in the path before mapping it to the endpoint. So you can do... Okay, right. So that basically means it's not caching... Oh, I see what it means. So it's only implementing the caching rule if the URL, the path starts with /resources. So potentially what we could do is we could start with /resources and put this here instead. But let's cache the result again. So let's cache this. Gets cached. And now put this in here. And do this. There we go. Alright, so this URL will work. I believe. So what we want to do is we want to access the My Account page from the resource. So I think what we can do... Let me just do like My Account. // Oops. Is it My Account? My Dash account. Do you find my Easter egg? Let's just do b equals 1. There we go. So now we have a cache. Yeah, we now cache this page. Oh, that's fun actually. I like that. So we're gonna create this URL /resources / my account exploit equals 1. We're gonna get the victim to browse to this. Oops. Yeah. Script. Window.location.href equals this. I think that should work. Store. Deliver exploit to victim. And now if we load a new incognito window and go here. No. I guess I should do... You know what I could do here? I could make sure mine... So I could visit this view exploit in my browser. And then see what happens. So it does do it. Okay, so that worked. I just did it to myself. Alright, so let's change the exploit then to exploit 2. Store that. Deliver exploit to victim. Go to the access log. They did visit it. Do I just need to visit it in my logged in browser? Is that what I need to do? No. Why is that not working then? Do I just need to do... Interesting. I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know what we're doing wrong, I should say. Window.location.href should be fine. That should be okay. Deliver exploit to victim. Wait a little bit. What's a miss? I feel like we've found it. Let's actually see. Maybe it's just maybe the payload that's doing it wrong. No, that was fine. Literally got this. Got it. I'm literally doing the same thing. /resources /dot percentage 2f. This is just using document.location, which I guess, okay, we can try that. I don't think it's going to be any different. I mean, I'm glad it's not just me. So let me just double check. So we're going to copy this. /resources. Oops. Yeah, it's the same damn thing. Let's just do, I don't know, Tibbs. Store. Deliver exploit to victim. Wait a little bit. Browse to it myself. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why that... Let's try Tibbs 2. Was it literally just window.location.href that was not working? It was. I wonder why. How interesting. Literally just the JavaScript. I imagine I could just do images then. Like, can I just do this? Tips 3 now? Because you can do this all without JavaScript sometimes if you have like an image tag. I wonder if that'll work. Tips 3, deliver exploit to victim. Wait a little bit. No. Can we just use an iframe? Do tips 4. I don't know. Interesting. Not sure why it's doing that. But for some reason it wasn't. The cache server resolves encoded dot segments, but the origin server doesn't. You can exempt exploit discrepancy by constructing a payload equivalent to the following structure. /dot or / Oh, I see. Okay. Interesting. I'll probably do for today. It's almost 6 p.m. here. Are there any questions about webcache stuff that we can quickly go over before I end the stream? Oh
Cypher
boy,
Enigma just redeemed wheel spin.
we have a wheel spin. Worse impact than reflected S and it's extremely rare. Is it even worth the time after trying an assessment? I mean, to be fair, it's like it's easier to detect. Because it's like it's honestly there aren't that many situations where what am I trying to say? It's relatively easy to detect, like if there's even a web cache involved. Like the easiest thing is to, you know, if you have a find a dynamic page like / profile that you're signed into and try and add extensions, right? So try doing my profile.js. If that returns the content, that's a pretty good sign that you might have something, but that doesn't show that you got a cache server. The next thing is to just try and get that into a cache somewhere. So honestly, some caches take a few hits to get. So if you repeatedly send / profile.js or something, and then send another request to my profile.js without any cookies or anything like that, if that then returns, you might have something. So, well, I mean, you do have something. It's kind of easy to search for. It doesn't take long. You can like do some of this more difficult stuff as well. Like, where are we? You know, even this kind of stuff, where you have the decoder discrepancies. So like adding this kind of that doesn't take long. Like, it's definitely worth testing for. I think Burp Scanner automatically like has checks for it now, and it'll flag like, oh, by the way, this looks like it might be using some kind of weird cache rule. But all right, this is Cypher Enigma's wheel spin. One gift sub to chat. Alright, I'm going to spin the random wheel and gift a sub to chat. Giving myself some money here. There we go. Paid $6 to give myself $3.
New
Yeah.
subscription received. Dispensing gratitude. Gratitude dispensed.
Welcome to the subs. Welcome
New
to the sub
subscription
zone,
received.
AFK and Slay.
Dispensing
I
gratitude.
love your username. That's great.
Gratitude dispensed.
Why did I do it twice? Very strange. Awesome. Pro strap. Yes, just for that, we'll do the we got a marble race to give away. Excellent. Let's do the
Level 3 just redeemed marble race.
there we go. We'll do that as well. Fuck. Love that. All right, let's do a marble race. Random marble race. Community maps are more chaotic. 93% elimination rate. 6.5 minutes though. We have not got 6.5 minutes. This looks better. Alright, so we redeemed the wheel spin, redeemed the marble race. Alright. Does this map have a hole? It does. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Exclamation point play in Twitch chat if you want to join the fun. It's not a giveaway. This is just a tribute. But it will be fun. Exclamation point play in Twitch chat. If you're not on Twitch, please come to Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. The streams are more fun on Twitch. There's more people in chat. And honestly, Twitch is just a better streaming platform, as I keep saying. I will, though, continue to stream on LinkedIn. I'll continue to stream on YouTube. I will continue to stream on X for at least, I mean, as long as I'm on X in a premium capacity. To be honest with you, I may not renew my premium subscription when it lapses next July. We'll see. I'm paid up until July. I paid for a year in advance. We'll see what the state of X is in, 6 or 7 months and see. All right. And they are off. Who, chat, who is going to be the first to find the hole? This is the important questions we ask. Is True to Jam. True to Jam, well known for finding holes. Why is True to Jam over here? There we go. Oh, I see, because it loops back on itself. Great. Hang on. Cyber Nerd Dante, sorry. It's currently out in front. Cypher Enigma, Pebble, Top Sausages, Bermuda's Quartet? Is that? I don't know. But Cyber Dante is in the lead. Oops. Finding another hole there. Oh, could be the point that ends it. Nope. Made it through. Will anyone get a nice speed boost from that, though? Ooh. Makes it through there. Perfect execution. The Pebble and Bermuda Square are right behind. And Cyber Dante is just going around in circles right now. Oh boy. Makes it through though. Pebble too. This is looking very good for Cyber Nerd Dante right now. Oh no, it's these stupid things. But Cyber Nerd Dante's like, screw that. I'm going in anyway. Absolute chaos at the end.
Incoming raid.
Thank you, Fixit 32. 40. Why is it 32? God damn it. Fixit 42. I'm so sorry. I downgraded you by 10. True to Jam. Oh my goodness. Started out just finding the hole and is now just going around in circles. It's not that way, True to Jam. Where are you going? Where you going, buddy? Where you going? Hey, True to Jam.
Thank you for
Well
following.
done. You got killed by the fire, though. You didn't even finish. Everyone else finished. Literally everybody. No finishing for you. Oh, man. All right. Well, I appreciate the raid. We're actually about to leave as well. I don't think anyone else is streaming. Okay, there are no... Can't find any actual streamers for cybersecurity. Does anyone know if there's any streamers for cyber right now? Anyone I'm not following, anyone that's not on the app? On Twitch? You thinking of starting? Like right now? Or just generally? Because we need someone to raid, that's the thing. El Pentis is a Spanish streamer, though. That's the problem. Like, I feel like I can raid him or her. I don't actually know who they are. But they apparently are streaming in Spanish. Yeah, I mean, their entire thing is in Spanish, so... If that's where people want to go, absolutely we can. Or we could just try and find a another software streamer as well. Like, who's live in software? Oh, wait, hang on. I think Ali knows this guy. There's Algo Bro. Oh, Acorn. Okay, hang on. Acorn 1010. Nice. She's only been streaming for 8 minutes. Let's raid Acorn 1010. I don't see her pronouns. Yeah, I don't see her pronouns anywhere, so I'm going to assume she's okay with she, her. What did we do? We did some web cache deception. Alright. Where's the stream ending? Please check Discord DMs. Okay, I will do, yep. Yeah, I don't have Discord open on stream. Alright, anyway. Thanks for watching. We're going to raid Acorn 1010, 1010, whatever. I don't know. Say hi. Let her know we're coming. Be nice. Please. But if you want to follow me online, there are some socials. I'm gonna add some more socials to the screen, actually, because honestly this is like not that many, but there you go. Twitter, join the Discord server, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and obviously give me a follow on Twitch. We are past 10,000. We are on our way, chat, to 100,000 followers. We are only 10% of the... Actually, we're more than 10% of the way there. But the raid is about to start, so I'm going to say goodbye, and I will see you, hopefully, next Monday, if not sooner. Take care.